that was like you could only order it online, and I had never ordered a toy online, and I got it on Christmas Day. The next day, my sister had it, and I was like, "Hey, can I have that back?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Can I please have that back?" And she was like, "No." And I was started to get frustrated with her, and then she threw it on the ground and broke it. Like the day after I got it. So I empathize with this story a lot, but I feel like it depends on your upbringing.
I'm going to call this bitch out for a second here. You can bleep this. Remember to bleep this. I should have seen the writing on the wall. Second grade, him and I used to hang out. We're driving home. My mom's driving us to our house. He bites the shit out of my ear.
Oh, he Mike Tyson's you.
Yeah, it was insane. He big dogged me. Then, a week later, coming back to my house, and there used to be this place in Ybor City where you could make these like foam figures. You could do dinosaurs, all this stuff, and you'd fill them with foam, and they were rubbery. I had this big T-Rex. I loved it. Steven comes over to my house, bites the head off my T-Rex.
Guy's got
Just rips that shit off. I saw him years later in the gym at a YMCA, and I just wanted to rip his head
How
off.
big was he? How big was he?
I was bigger. I should have beat the shit out of him. Sorry, that just reminded me of that.
No, I think that's good context to have. I think that
To my life.
yeah, I think everyone probably has a story that makes them resonate with this post specifically. If it's an easily replaceable item, then I think that it's a super it's a less stressful lesson to teach your child at that age. I think because if you're like those headphones were $200, like how could you do this? Then you're just gonna freak them out. You're gonna pay for this back. But if they're like a $20-$40 pair of headphones, it's like I think that's important to be like, hey, you need to value other people's stuff.
And I feel like not showing remorse there needs to be a lesson.
If it became like a repeat offense, then that's something. But I think it's just one of those things where it's a lesson.
I think what it's seeming like, and you can cut this out, what it's seeming like from context clues about Mark and about the headphones is that Mark might be a little bit on the spectrum, and it seems like everyone in that house might not be super charitable to him, which is very sad, but
that's what it seems, definitely kind of feels like, but obviously he didn't put it in the story, so
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I could just be making shit up.
Well, no, I agree.
We looked at each other too. We thought this.
Okay.
Yeah. When you were saying headphones cover the ear and everything, we went. Holy shit! Okay, this one gets kind of crazy.
All right, let's rip it. We're just having fun now.
Am I the asshole for agreeing to an open relationship while I was planning my exit? My wife of 10 years wanted an open relationship. I decided to leave her, but I found out that my state is at fault, so I can avoid alimony if I can prove she's cheating.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Wait.
You just said you agreed to the open relationship, so I do think it's not cheating.
Kind of entrapment.
Dog.
To online.
Big entrapment.
10 years?
Yeah.
Cool relationship you had, brother. I agreed, but I didn't date anyone. I simply hired a private investigator to stalk her and get me evidence. 1 month, that's how he phrased it.
Wow.
1 month later, she slept with someone else. I'm going to be honest, if you do an open relationship and it takes that person like a month, it's like, why didn't you just break up? Like, it doesn't seem like either of your hearts were particularly in it.
Forget about that. He's literally entrapping.
Right.
Yeah.
To try to not.
I got the sexiest, hottest PI I could find, and I had him stalk and seduce her. I decided that it was enough. I didn't talk to a lawyer. I decided that was enough, and I filed for divorce. My lawyer said that I would probably be ordered to pay alimony in family court because they didn't see any spouses destitute, they didn't want to see any spouses destitute, especially when children are involved. But I can appeal it to a specific part, and it will definitely be overturned based on law. My wife has been begging me to forgive her and work on our relationship.
Forgive what? You agree?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not cheating if you say.
Also, you have children?
That's what I'm saying. Open relationship.
How are they processing all this?
He doesn't fucking care.
I guess not.
It's like I hand you an apple. I say, I got this for you, and you take a bite, and I smack it out of your hand. And I go, how fucking dare you?
Okay,
all right.
hear me out. I don't know the dates of any of these stories. But what if this is Biogen?
Dude.
Holy shit.
We found him. How does Mark feel about this?
I also had to go and buy my son 10 new headphones. She didn't have any. She doesn't have anything. She's 45 years old and she just has a high school diploma. Okay, get her ass.
Could it be because you had kids and she was running your house, you sack of shit?
I know.
She's got nothing, man.
She sucks, dude. She's just the mother of my children. She said I betrayed her, and I would not, and I would have never. She would have never forced me into an open relationship if I had just said no. I don't know what to believe, but I'm proceeding with the divorce.
Wow.
I know.
Also, the word
Wow.
forced there is incorrect grammar. She never would have forced me into it if I didn't agree. You can't agree to be forced.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Wow.
It probably would suck if you were married for 10 years, and then your wife was like, I would
You're-
like an open relationship.
You're not cutting it, bro.
Yeah, even if you say no,
Your dick sucks.
even if you're like no, it would be foul to be like, the fact she even asked kind of sucks.
Right. I
But-
completely
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, just say no and
What
then
an
go to
incredible
But
way
my,
to take a situation that 100% I agree has to be horrible and somehow come out as the asshole
yeah.
from it.
yeah. He doesn't really speak fondly of his wife
No.
of 10 years.
No.
It's like, yeah, she just like wants an open relationship. I just got a
he
stalker or
also
something.
was already planning an exit. And he's like,
is that what it says?
Well-
like he was planning it before, or the
It's, I don't know. It says agreeing to an open relationship while I was planning my exit. It does sound like he kind of was getting.
It sounded like his estate was about to be taken, and then she brought this up, and he was like, "Wait,
I can get
Bingo.
out of this. Yeah.
either way, because if this happened and he was like, we gotta get a divorce, I'd be like, totally reasonable. You guys want different things, do it. But entrapping her
Yeah.
so that you don't have to pay her alimony is insane.
Yeah.
People are saying this one. People are like, why do people post this fake shit? I agree that it could very well be fake, but someone
don't-
posted it on the internet, so I'm just gonna take it.
I don't doubt it's fake, but I also don't doubt that someone has done this.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
He said, I was never going to agree to it, but I was planning on divorcing her anyway until I found out about the possibility of alimony. So it is like we said, he was already going to leave her. She asked the question. He's like,
he was just doing he was just trying to devise a foolproof method to where he didn't have to pay anything when they divorced.
And then his posting online
His
traceable back to him that this was his plan all along. I always wish I had footage of like this man going to court and being like, she cheated on me, and then the other attorney just puts all of this and is like, did you type this?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
That's the thing about like this subreddit is like if I'm ever in a relationship with someone that is like chronically online and we have like a massive falling out, I'd probably just check the subreddit every now and then to be
Yeah,
like,
be like,
is this person just
Yep.
you know
my shit.
yeah.
out there.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that. Did you like that?
We didn't
Yeah,
have
we
any
love when you guys leave comments.
Yeah. All right. I, 22 male, caught my brother, 15 male, my sister, 18 female, my father, 58 male, my mother, 56 female, my other brother, 24 male, my other sister, 12 female. Holy shit. My uncle, 50 male, my aunt, 47 female, my niece, 7 female, my nephew, 12 male, my grandfather on my father's side, 79 male, my grandmother on my father's side, 81 female deceased.
I
What happened?
Is that known to them?
I didn't know. I thought you would read it. It's a coffee pasta. It's like a.
Oh, is it?
oh.
Yeah, it's like look how many.
Oh, it's literally an r/copy pasta.
Wait, it's in the subreddit copy pasta?
Copy pasta.
Oh, I thought that was
Oh.
okay. Well,
That's a good. Wait, that's a good cold open now.
Yeah.
I'll just
Great
cut
cold
that and I'll
open.
make that the cold
Chelsea
open.
fucking
Chelsea
Frank
duped
does.
us.
Because I
That's
get to this
fucking-
part and it literally says 79 male who the heart party had been thrown for. I was like, what the fuck is this? All right.
Just making fun of how many times people like.
We'll spam that.
Yeah, like foretell the most unnecessary details of everybody there.
Oh, all right, all right.
no, that was great. That was great.
Got me, I guess.
We're back doing Reddit stories. We saw your comments, very, very kind and supporting comments saying you liked the first one. So we are back with a second episode. And also, hello to the possible people listening on audio-only platforms
Which may or may not exist right now. Who knows?
We'll see.
like Spot.
Good call.
Close your eyes.
Beat the system.
He's a mod on
Yeah. You can see all the deleted posts. Sorry, I take my moderation duties very seriously.
Sorry, please.
Dude, a woman saying "milady."
Yes,
That's a
crazy.
great bit.
Chelsea came in firing.
Yeah, she's-
Pranked me with a copy pasta. Said milady. Leaves. Women.
Milady
am I
is
right?
like a good term, but like milady is like I don't know. It's like it's very Reddit built. But I was gonna say
So try hard.
it feels so different than milord though. Milord you cannot be taken seriously. Like a-
Milord is for people
You
from
have to be-
1250.
yeah, you have to be under
That's
20. Like
feudalism shit.
you're like under the 20th percentile for IQ if you're saying milord. Milord, I'm sorry. You're just a little serf.
All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my husband to wipe better after pooping? My husband, 39 male, and I, 39 female, are in a days-long fight about his toilet habits. We've been married for 13 years. It has not been all rainbows and sunshine, so we've been going to couples counseling for a few months now. The argument. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom, I see that my husband pooped but forgot to flush. I didn't say anything at first because he works hard and he's a busy man. Too busy to poop. Or
Yeah, too busy to
flush.
wipe.
However, it started happening more frequently the past couple months. Once or twice a week, I'd find his poo in the toilet. So I finally brought it up, just like, hey, this has been happening more frequently lately. Not a big deal. Please try to remember to flush. He was apologetic and said he would make an effort. Less than a week later,
I'll try.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
I'll think on it.
Less than a week later, I went to the bathroom and got another brown peekaboo. No poop, but a bunch of toilet
That's a
paper.
cool turn of phrase. Yeah, that's beast.
No poop, but a bunch of toilet paper streaked with poop was sitting in the toilet. So I told my husband, "You forgot to flush again." He replied, "Oh, yeah, I guess I did leave a bunch of toilet paper in the toilet. Sorry about that. It won't happen again." How do you... So he flushed the poop,
He knew.
wiped, and left it on purpose. He's sending a message.
I have
He's
a
like,
very important question
yeah, lay it on me.
for the before poop. Did she see poops minus toilet paper in the toilet?
That's what I'm
And
saying.
now he's like, look at me.
That
I'm
might
wiping
be-
now.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah,
nothing there for her to find.
You may
I
have
wrote
broken
up.
this case wide open. I replied, no, it wasn't just toilet paper. It was a bunch of poopy toilet paper. I wanted to be clear about what the problem was. Not the toilet paper, the poop. I didn't want him to think I was just nagging about some lingering, plain, clean toilet paper in the toilet. I feel like he has a history of downplaying or invalidating concerns that I voiced to him, and I didn't want that happening in this situation. He got defensive after I clarified that. It seemed like he wanted to explain why there was poopy toilet paper but no poop. He continued yelling about how sometimes he doesn't get fully clean after pooping and initial wiping, so his butthole ends up feeling itchy later in the
What?
day. And so he'll wipe it before getting in the shower, hence the poopy toilet paper that he forgot to flush. This man has horrible hygiene. Okay. From there, it blew up into a screaming match. I told him...
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're going to be talking about Karens. You've probably been familiar with Karens, as they've been around long before the phrase was even popularized. Everyone kind of always had that little whispering name in the back of their head. Karen. 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 They're often angry, old people who have the unique ability to make every situation revolve around themselves through sheer entitlement. Over the past decade, the number of Karen outbursts have only increased, leading to some pretty insane confrontations. If Karen catches you in their sights, it's already too late. Be prepared to be berated and, in some severe cases, assaulted. It doesn't matter if you're at a restaurant or a bus, Karens are everywhere, just waiting to ruin your day. So pull out your phones and press record as we dive into some of the wildest Karen interactions out there. Click record. You'll need it for the authorities. They're on their way.
I remember working at Papa Murphy's, and luckily I never got recorded, but a lot of people started recording. If you fucked up their pizza and they made us redo them.
I would do this at the camera. They start recording at me. I just do this. What is that? And it says, "Fuck off, you old bitch." And I do a boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh my. If you watch the news recently, one Karen in particular has taken the world by storm. At a Phillies game on September 5th, a home run was hit into the stands, and fans began to fight over the ball. That's usually what they do. People rustle over to see who comes out on top with the ball. Among the crowd was a man.
This episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by Cake Wallet. In 2003, a Pentagon spy satellite detected a massive chamber deep inside Romania's Bujej Mountains. Under the Romanian Sphinx, beneath 200 feet of solid rock, was a huge dome-shaped room. The Pentagon had seen this before. Just months earlier, a similar underground chamber was discovered in Iraq. But the Romanian chamber had one big difference. It was surrounded by an energy field. Then the call came in. As soon as the Romanian site was scanned, the Baghdad site turned on. Same energy signature. This caught the attention of an organization older than any government and more powerful. They'd been searching for this chamber for centuries. They knew what was inside, and they knew only one person on Earth could open it. The story begins in Romania in 1970. From the moment Cezar Brod was born, everyone knew something was different. Doctors couldn't cut his umbilical cord. Scissors couldn't cut it. A scalpel couldn't. It took a bone saw. The hospital had orders to report any unusual births to the Securitate, Romania's secret police. Agents arrived and destroyed all records of Cezar's birth. His life was a state secret before he was a day old. As a child, Cezar never cried. By age 3, he hadn't spoken a single word. Then one day, his mother sketched a pattern of circles. Cezar froze. He stared at the drawing for nearly 24 hours. The Securitate sent a specialist, a Chinese scientist named Dr. Xian. Dr. Xian said he was deep in meditation. They should just let him finish. When Cezar finally broke his trance, he spoke. Not in baby talk, in full, complex sentences. His abilities developed quickly. Photographic memory, precognition. One weekend, he told his aunt not to visit. She came anyway and died in a car crash. Those predictions pleased Dr. Xian, but they upset his mother, so Cezar learned to hide his abilities. But he couldn't hide what happened one night in 1980 when his mother walked into his bedroom.
Oh, this happened to me. So embarrassing. Even now, I can't think about it without my face getting hot.
She found him levitating 3 feet above his bed, deep in a trance.
Oh, that's, not, forget what I said earlier, huh?
That night, the Securitate came and they took 10-year-old Cezar away. He never saw his parents again. He was taken to Department Zero, DZ, Romania's most secret intelligence unit. Its purpose was to investigate and weaponize psychic phenomena, similar to the CIA's Project Stargate. At a secret base in the mountains, DZ trained children with psychic abilities, and now they had their star. In 1986, the head of Department Zero took Cezar to meet a dying priest. Father Arsenie Boca was Romania's most revered holy man. He had a message, a prophecy. He said a discovery was coming to Romania that would change the world. There would be a battle against a poisonous hydra with many heads, and only one man in the world could save them. Then Father Boca looked directly at Cezar and spoke his final words. He said, "That man is you." "16 years after Father Boca's prophecy, the first head of the Hydra arrived at Department Zero. By May 2002, Cezar Brod was the director of DZ when a powerful man requested a private meeting. Signore Massini was an Italian nobleman of immense wealth and influence. He was also a high-ranking member of the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah, there it is. Illuminati.
Yep, Massini walked into Cesar's office like he owned it. No handshake, no hello. He explained who he was and made Cesar an offer. Join us and you'll have access to unlimited resources.
You could be an important driving force in that council. And you could acquire anything you have ever dreamed of in this world. And rule over everything you want. Wealth, people, luxury, laws, and even governments. Nothing could stop you.
Cesar was quiet. He didn't say yes, but he didn't say no.
Hero's journey.
What?
This story is the hero's journey. You got the special kid in an ordinary world. The Chinese guy's the mentor. This part's called the Call to Adventure, but he refuses the call. Star Wars, Matrix, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. It's our hero's journey formula.
Would you please
The next step in the formula is...
Please don't.
Next, he answers the call, faces enemies and challenges, and enters the inmost cave.
You're giving away the entire story.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
Stop helping.
Fine.
Thank you.
You don't have to be a about it.
Massini said the Bilderberg Group's true goal was absolute global control, and they didn't need an army to achieve it. Signore Massini sat with Cesar Brad and explained how the Bilderberg Group controlled much of the world and planned to control it all. Money was their primary weapon. They created the modern banking system to trap humanity in an endless cycle of income and consumption. People need income. Income requires work. Work takes time and energy. No time to think, no energy to resist. The cycle continues. He said they control the global media. They use it to manage information, promote decadence, and weaken people's will.
Modern society is a perfect fit for this design. Given the huge technological progress we have allowed, we offer more and more temptations, and the people easily fall victims to various sense gratifications and stimuli. We are perfectly aware their willpower will soon be exhausted, and without resoluteness, humans are like stupid animals on their way to the slaughterhouse.
Massini said democracy was their greatest creation. People think they're choosing their leaders, but every candidate is pre-selected. The illusion of choice keeps the population compliant. The organization had 3 levels. At the bottom, daily workers, politicians and business leaders who had no idea about the real agenda. The middle tier was the Masons. They carried out the global plan. They didn't know the whole truth either. They still thought they were serving humanity. But at the top, the Elder Council, the Illuminati, 300 people who really run the world. Massini leaned back, satisfied with his speech. Massini had revealed their entire operation, a complete confession. He wasn't asking Cesar to join, he was telling him.
We do not negotiate because what we offer is huge. What would be the point in having any other useless discussions when things are so clear? And to be honest, there is no other option for you but to take our own.
Cesar knew Massini was right. If he refused, it would be bad for him and Department Zero. He agreed to cooperate, but he was playing a game. But so was Massini. They didn't trust each other, but they needed each other. A few months later, Massini returned. This time he wasn't recruiting, he had information from the Pentagon. Father Boca's prophecy was coming true. Father Boca's prophecy was coming true, and Massini had the proof. Massini returned to Alpha Base with top-secret satellite data from the Pentagon. A U.S. spy satellite using technology reverse-engineered from alien spacecraft had detected a massive chamber inside Romania's Bujej Mountains. It could see through 200 feet of solid granite. It detected a long corridor and a massive dome, protected by 2 energy barriers. The Pentagon had seen this before, in Iraq. A few months earlier, they'd found an identical structure near Baghdad. Same design, same energy signature. Massini claimed the 2003 invasion of Iraq wasn't about weapons of mass destruction. It was about taking control of that ancient site and begin drilling.
The U.S. military had advanced drilling technology that could handle the rock. A focus jet of superheated plasma combined with a rotating magnetic field. Instead of breaking rock, it melted it into tunnels as smooth as glass. The Americans had been developing it for years, probably from recovered craft. The problem wasn't the rock, it was the energy barrier.
Hey, quiz. What war has America been in that wasn't based on propaganda? Yeah.
Well, that's why Massini was here. The Bilderberg Group had members in the Pentagon. They knew about both sites. They wanted control. But they needed someone who could get past that barrier. Massini's offer was simple. The Bilderbergs would provide the drilling technology. In exchange, they wanted full access to whatever was inside. Cesar knew this was bigger than any government. 2 identical sites, an ancient network. The builders left them for a reason. He agreed. 3 months later, plasma drills were cutting through the Bugej Mountains. What they found had been hidden for 50,000 years. The plasma drills cut through 200 feet of solid granite in just 6 hours, creating a tunnel with walls as smooth as glass. The joint U.S.-Romanian team reached the first energy barrier on August 11, 2003. It was invisible. No equipment could penetrate it. It was pure energy. 3 Romanian soldiers volunteered to test it. They were dead before they hit the ground. The American team was stalled. Their technology was useless. But Cesar Brad knew this wasn't a technology problem. He approached the barrier. The barrier was invisible to everyone except Cesar. He could see it, and it felt familiar, like it was waiting.
It was waiting for this part of the hero's journey, entering the cave. The next story beat is...
Stop giving away the story.
Fine. Jeez, what a grouch.
When Cesar arrived at the tunnel, the American team tried to stop him. 3 men had just died. But this was why Cesar existed, why he was taken from his parents, why he was trained all those years. Father Boca's prophecy wasn't about the discovery. It was about the discoverer. He raised his hand. The energy parted around him like water. He walked through, completely unharmed. On the other side, carved into the stone wall, was a simple triangle. Cesar touched it. The barrier vanished. Massive stone blocks, each weighing tons, rotated and shifted, but didn't make a sound. The wall split apart, revealing an entrance 30 feet high. This led to a tunnel that stretched ahead for 90 feet, the Grand Gallery. The walls weren't stone. They were made of something synthetic and organic. The material glowed with its own light, soft blue-green that shifted like oil on water. The material couldn't be scratched or burned. At the end of the gallery, they found a second barrier. It was a wall of golden light. Through the shield, they could see a huge chamber, the chamber the U.S. spy satellite found. Then alarms sounded at the base. The Baghdad site had just activated, and it was projecting a hologram, an image of the Earth that zoomed into Europe, then Romania, then the Bugej Mountains, then exactly at the location of the chamber. The sites were connected. The ancient technology, asleep for 50,000 years, was waking up. The Baghdad hologram flickered and went dark, but the message was clear. Whoever built these chambers was watching. The second energy barrier blocked the entrance to the main chamber. Cesar found another triangle carved into the wall. When he touched it, the shield dissolved in mist. The chamber beyond was a perfect dome, over 100 feet high and 300 feet wide. 10 massive stone tables were arranged inside, each shaped like a giant T. They were 10 feet tall, their surfaces polished to a mirror finish. Cesar touched the nearest table. A perfect 3-dimensional hologram materialized above it. A DNA strand, but not human. It had triple helices.
Helixes.
What'd I say?
Touche.
The DNA structures rotated slowly, showing sequences completely unknown to science. Each of the 10 tables held a different secret, a library of the universe. One showed star maps, trade routes between alien civilizations spanning the galaxy. Another displayed mathematics beyond human understanding, the equations for the unified field theory. A third projected blueprints for machines that defied physics, ships that could fold space, devices that could harness zero-point energy. A fourth was a biological library, DNA from across the universe, creatures from methane atmospheres, life from worlds of pure silicon. But the fifth table was different. It was interactive. A genetic laboratory in holographic form. You could mix human genes with sequences from other worlds and see the results instantly. Their strengths, their weaknesses, all theoretical, but all possible. At the center of the room was a podium with a device that looked organic, grown rather than built. A consciousness amplifier. Place your hand on it and your thoughts could control any system in the chamber. Near the podium, another console caught the American team's attention. When activated, it showed Romania from above. Topographical data appeared, water tables, geological layers. Then simulations began. Move this dial, the Danube changes course. Touch this control, tectonic plates shift. The machine could reshape the country or destroy it. But Cesar was drawn to an alcove in the far wall, which held an ancient ceramic amphora. Inside was a white powder.
Yeah, he found an alien party stash.
It was monatomic gold.
Oh.
It pulsed with its own light. This was the substance of legends, the alchemist's dream. In this state, gold could repair DNA, reverse aging, extend life by centuries. This is what Massini really wanted. Not the technology, not the knowledge. He wanted the powder.
Yeah, that stuff will get its hooks into you.
Will you stop that? We have kids watching.
Oh, you're right. Hey, kids at home, don't do monatomic gold powder.
Thank you.
Stick with blobs.
That's enough. Cesar returned to examine the remaining tables. The eighth held astronomical data, not just star positions, but the life cycle of civilizations, when they rose, when they fell. The ninth table showed energy, how it flowed through the universe, through planets, through living beings. The meridians the Chinese mapped were real. The chakras the Indians described were real. Ley lines were real. But the 10th table was the one that shocked everyone. It showed Earth. Not geography or geology, history, human history, all of it. And it's not the human history we were taught in school. The 10th table showed a hologram of Earth 432,000 years ago. A specific alignment of 6 stars created an energy field around the planet. The focused cosmic radiation lasted 10,000 years. During that time, something changed in the DNA of primates in the Sinai Peninsula. A single carbon bond shifted and evolution accelerated. Then 372,000 years ago, the ships arrived. Not an invasion, a mission. The beings were 8 to 10 feet tall, humanoid, but different. Larger skulls, luminous skin. They came from the Sirius system in a massive spherical vessel. They needed gold to repair their planet's atmosphere.
Yeah, Anunnaki.
Exactly. The hologram showed that the Anunnaki story is true.
Yeah, I could have told you that without the death barrier and the magic alien powder. So I'm down to try the powder.
The hologram showed their leader, Tenakau, studying the modified primates. He saw potential. Their DNA was compatible. They went to work. This wasn't random genetic tampering or experimentation. These were exact changes. They took DNA from the primates and blended it with their own. The first hybrids were created 368,000 years ago. They called the first one Adamu, Adam. Not a single man, a genetic template for a new species. The aliens created 2 distinct branches of development, the ENL branch and the ENK branch. The ENLs were heavily hybridized with alien DNA. Taller, softer features. They became the rulers, the teachers. In ancient texts, these beings were depicted as gods. The ENKs kept more original Earth DNA. They were shorter, stronger, more connected to the planet. They became the workers, the builders. These creatures would quickly spread across the world. For thousands of years, both branches coexisted. The ENL beings lived in advanced cities with lifespans measured in centuries. They had technologies that looked like magic, knowledge of the universe's deepest secrets. Then the hologram shifted to show a global civilization 50,000 years ago. There were cities that modern archaeology never found. A continent-sized landmass in the Atlantic, powered by crystal technology, connected to colonies around the world.
You mean
Atlantis.
That's it!
Atlantis wasn't mythology. It was a central hub of ENL culture. Then came the wars. Different alien factions wanted control of Earth. The Syrians faced challenges from reptilian races who had their own vision for humanity.
Listen people have excellent vision.
No, by vision I mean they had their own plan for humanity.
That makes more sense.
Battles were fought with weapons that could level mountains. The ENL civilization was caught in the middle. Then 13,500 years ago, the final catastrophe.
Remind the people what 13,500 years ago was.
The Younger Dryas.
Yeah.
The hologram showed Atlantis breaking apart. Not in a day, but over centuries. The ENL beings, seeing the end approaching, built preservation chambers like this chamber. These were time capsules, libraries to hold all the knowledge of history. Not just human history, all of history. A few survivors of Atlantis migrated to Egypt, Tibet, and South America, establishing new centers of knowledge. But most withdrew, not geographically, dimensionally. They shifted to a higher vibrational frequency, moving beyond physical Earth, what humans call Shambhala, the hollow Earth. Different names for the same truth. Our ancestors didn't die out, they ascended. The ENK branch survived, but lost its connection to the stars. They forgot their origins. They started over, building new civilizations from fragments of memory. Egyptian pyramids, Sumerian tablets, Hindu texts. All were attempts to preserve the truth in symbols and stone. This story confirms the Anunnaki story, the Great Flood, and the resurrection of civilizations with the help from advanced beings. The hologram ended with present day, a critical moment. The cosmic cycle was completing. The same stellar alignment that began human evolution was returning. The chambers were activating. The knowledge was being revealed. Humanity was at a crossroads, evolution or extinction. From across the giant room, someone called out. They found something. The chamber wasn't a dead end. It was a hub. On another wall, there were 3 openings, each 20 feet high. 3 paths, 3 destinations, 3 more secrets waiting in the dark. The 3 tunnels at the back of the projection room weren't just passages. They were highways to humanity's hidden history. The first led to Egypt, the second to Tibet. The third went straight down to the inner Earth. Each tunnel was massive, 20 feet high and perfectly circular. The same synthetic organic material lined the walls, glowing with that shifting blue-green light. The pattern was clear. This was a global network built 50,000 years ago, an infrastructure spanning the entire planet. The group opened a secure line between Bucharest and the White House. The Americans confirmed the Baghdad site was identical. Same energy signature, same holographic technology, same 3 tunnels. They planned a new expedition that Cesar Brad would lead, and the first destination would be the tunnel to Egypt. Now today I've only covered the